Bison's actually my word for 2022. So it's
I love that. Do you want to
yeah.
expand on that a little bit? Like what that maybe where you first heard that story and like how or what the story is even?
Yeah, I mean, and it's ironic. We've talked about this before, but it's interesting when you don't know what people like. Like, I wrote an article about this twice, and I probably got 5 likes across both
Mm-hmm.
tweets. But I've
Mm-hmm.
sent it to like a bunch of my friends, and they're like, "Oh, that's sick." And but then like literally, I just post like 2 sentences about it on Tim Urban's thing, and it starts popping off. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just a really curious person. Like, I'm always trying to learn and find. I'm just like trying to wonder and get fascinated and be like, no way. Like, that is
Mm-hmm.
sick. And that just makes me smile. It brings energy to my life. And it's like, how can I learn about that to make me a better me? And yeah, I heard this story. It was like these supposedly bison can see these big storms in Texas or Wyoming, and they're like, oh, here it comes. And it's one of those I say supposedly because I've never seen it, but the
Mm-hmm.
story like they naturally group up, and then when the storm hits them, they all start like trotting into the storm just to get it over with. And that kind of when I heard that, I was like, no way. So then I actually did like a ton of research on bison, which is interesting. Like Native American call them buffalo, but it's like a language thing. So their word for them is buffalo, but they're actually bison. Buffalo are in Africa, like a water buffalo. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like the confusing part. And then, yeah, I just thought it was sick. Like they're trying to get it over with. They know, like they're like, oh, if we run at it, it will end faster, which is like such a life lesson. And
Right.
I've been using that with myself of just like a reminder of like just be myself. Or when things get difficult, like a difficult conversation, being bold. Like there's a difference. Something I've been thinking about a lot is like the difference between being bold and being blunt. And then on the other side of it, it's like being compassionate or being a people pleaser. And there's like this spectrum, and you want to sway back and forth, but you don't want to go too far in one. Um, you don't want to be a people pleaser, or I don't want to be, and I don't want to be overly blunt where it like tarnishes a relationship, but I do want to be able to be bold, courageous, and say what's on my mind, as well as be compassionate. And the bison kind of just reminds me of that. And like, it's a hard conversation. You're like, I'll wait till they're in a better mood or something. And you're like, no, okay, we're gonna face this right now because that's the better option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and then it just opened up the door. There's a lot of cool stuff about bison, like when it snows and there's a really deep snowpack, they all get in a line, and then one just walks with its head down to create a
Mm-hmm.
to create a trail, and they take turns, and they push all the snow out of the way with their head so that they all can walk to like conserve energy. And
That is awesome.
yeah, which and all this stuff is like it's just I've read it on the internet, like I've never seen it, which
Yeah.
I'm trying to someday.
Yeah.
I want to go to Yellowstone and see some bison. Hopefully a storm hits, but yeah, we're like it's interesting like they're how resilient they are. Like their population was insane. It got decimated when everybody was just like moving west way back in the day. Like it got down to like I think it was like a couple thousand, and now it's skyrocketed back up. So yeah, I just got a little curious about the resiliency of a bison. And then in my article, I just related to student athletes. I was like, yo, it's finals week, or it was dead week, I think. And I told women's basketball and baseball, and I was like, you got to be the bison, like the finals coming, don't get away from it. Like lean into that final and just get it like. And I think the important part is like the bison recognizes the storm, sees it, and goes
Mm.
towards it. They're not trying to, and I say get it over with, but I think the
It's
important
leaning
part in
into
that,
discomfort, you know?
yeah, lean into it, not get it over with.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think be the bison is a good good 2022 motto.